First topic that we are going to discuss is about workflow analysis and organization structure. But before we talk about that, let's discuss what is workflow design and organization structure is. So workflow design is mapping out sequential tasks necessary for the production before disseminating it to a specific person or category. Organization structure is a relatively stable and a formal network that outlines the activities to achieve the goal of an organization. With that, let's talk about workflow analysis. This analysis is useful because it provides means to the manager to understand the tasks and skills needed for the production. Under this is three different analyzations. First is analyzing work outputs. Output could be a product such as football jersey or forklift, or a service such as house cleaning service or babysitting. Unit, department, or team seeks to produce outputs that people will buy and use. Second is analyzing work process. After the output have been identified, the process of doing it will be examined. The process includes every step that a team did to complete the product or service, and those activities are broken down into those who perform the specific task. Third is analyzing work inputs. It is the final stage and where they will identify the inputs used to develop the output. It is divided into the raw materials, equipment, and human skills needed to perform the task. Now that we have discussed workflow analysis, let's talk about organization structure. This provides illustration of organizational chart to show the relationships and function of the people in the organization. Having this overview will help the organization to run the process of creating the output smoothly. So there are two critical dimensions of organization structure. The first one is centralization. It is where the people who have an authority or the people on top is distributed to lead throughout the lower levels. While on the other hand, departmentalization is where the units are grouped because they have the same function or workflow. Under the structural configurations is functional structure. It has a high level of centralization because people on the organization have specialization. Due to that, the conceptualization is weak. However, they tend to identify with their department and cannot always make decisions to achieve the goal of the organization as a whole. So, as you can see below, I've included the illustration that is provided in our module. So, the people on the chart has a special task, and it started from the president up to the supervisor. On the other hand, divisional structure combines a divisional departmentalization scheme with relatively low levels of centralization. So units in these structures act almost like separate, self-sufficient, semi-autonomous organizations. So as you can see, the first chart is divisionally organized around different products. The next one is divisionally organized around different regions. And the last one is divisionally organized around different clients.
Topic 2, Lesson 2. Job analysis refers to the process of getting detailed information about jobs. It is important for organizations to understand and match job requirements and people to achieve high-quality performance. It is important for the people to understand their jobs for them to work efficiently. The importance of job analysis. Job analysis is the building block of everything that human resource managers do. Almost every human resource management program requires some type of information that is gleaned from job analysis, such as selection, performance appraisal, training and development, job evaluation, career planning, work redesign, and human resource planning. First is work redesign. As previously discussed, job analysis and job design are interrelated. Often, a firm will seek to redesign work to make it more efficient or effective. To redesign the work, detailed information about the existing jobs must be available. In addition, redesigning a job is like analyzing a job that is not yet existing. Second is human resource planning. In human resource planning, managers analyze an organization's human resource needs in a dynamic environment and develop activities that enables a firm to adapt change. This requires information about the skills required in various jobs to ensure that there are enough individuals for the organization to meet the human resource needs of the strategic plan. Third is selection. Human resource selection identifies the most qualified applicants for employment because failing to select the qualified individual may result to the company's failure. Training. Almost every employee hired by an organization will require training. Training is important to prepare individuals to perform their job effectively. Performance appraisal. This deals with getting information about how well each employee is performing in order to reward those who are effective, improve the performance of those who are ineffective, or provide a written justification for why the poor performer should be disciplined. Career planning. Career planning entails matching an individual skills and aspirations with opportunities that are or may become available in the organization. Lastly, job evaluation. The process of job evaluation involves assessing the relative dollar value of each job to the organization to set up internally equitable pay structure. The importance of job analysis to line managers. First, managers must have detailed information about all the jobs in their work group to understand the workflow process. Second, managers need to understand the job requirements to make intelligent hiring decisions. Third, a manager is responsible for ensuring that each individual is performing satisfactorily or better. This requires the manager to evaluate how each person is performing and to provide feedback to those performance needs improvement. Finally, it is also the manager's responsibility to ensure that the work is being done safely, knowing where potential hazard might manifest themselves, creating a climate where people feel free to interrupt the production process if dangerous conditions exist. Job analysis information. Nature of information. Two types of information are most useful in job analysis: job description and job specifications. A job description is a list of the tasks, duties, and responsibilities that a job entails. TTRs are observable actions. A job specification is a list of the knowledge, skills, abilities, and other characteristics known as, for short, KSAOs, that an individual must have to perform the job. Knowledge refers to factual or procedural information that is necessary for successfully performing tasks. A skill is an individual's level of proficiency. Ability refers to a more general enduring capability that an individual possesses. Finally, other characteristics might be personality traits such as an achievement, motivation, or persistence.
And now let's move on with the job design. So what is a job design? Job design is the process of defining how work will be performed and the tasks that will be required in a given job. Meaning, the job design is the specification of job features, primarily the duties, the quantity of work expected, and the level of responsibility. While job redesign refers to changing the task or the way work is performed in an existing job. To effectively design jobs, one must understand the job as it exists and its place in a larger unit's workflow process. This can be done most effectively through understanding the trade-offs between certain design approaches. So we have here the four methods of job design approaches, which are the mechanistic approach, motivational approach, biological approach, and perceptual motor approach. The first one is the mechanistic approach. This approach is identifying the simplest way to structure work that maximizes efficiency. In this method, each worker is required to do only one or two simple things over and over again. Though it is fairly easy to learn and do these jobs, but it is usually boring. The workers are generally dissatisfied and unmotivated and have a high rate of absenteeism. The next one is the motivational approach. This approach is to job design has roots in organizational psychology and management literature, and in many ways emerge as a reaction to mechanistic approaches to job design. It has been experienced that employees have responsible jobs are more motivated and satisfied with their position. A high level of autonomy makes workers more responsible and accountable for their acts. There are 5 job characteristics model, which are the skill variety, task identity, autonomy, feedback, and task significance. The first one is the skill variety. It is the extent to which the job requires a variety of skills to carry out the task. Second, the task identity. It is the degree to which a job requires completing a whole piece of work from beginning to an end. Next is autonomy. It is the degree to which the job allows an individual to make decisions about the way the work will be carried out. Next is the feedback. It is the extent to which a person receives clear information about performance effectiveness from the work itself. And the last one is the task significance. It is the extent to which the job has an important impact on the lives of other people. And next, the biological approach. Jobs with lesser physical work are preferred, as in such cases there is less chance of accidents. The branch of science which deals with this approach is known as ergonomics. Ergonomics is concerned with examining the interface between individuals' physiological characteristics and the physical work environment. And the last one approach is the perceptual motor approach. This approach is to job design as roots in human factors literature, whereas the biological approach focuses on physical capabilities and limitations. This approach focuses on human mental capabilities and limitations. So the goal it is to design jobs in a way that ensures they do not exceed people's mental capabilities and limitations. It is also seeks to ensure that the mental demands of their work do not exceed workers' mental capabilities. Again, there are 4 methods of job design approaches, which are the mechanistic approach, motivational approach, biological approach, and the perceptual motor approach.